My name is Rebecca Morris, and this is a oral presentation for the Elderly and Disasters for Florida State University. Emergency management is the managerial function charged with creating the framework within which communities reduce vulnerability to hazards and cope with disasters. It seeks to promote safer, less vulnerable communities with the capacity to cope with disasters and hazards, as said by FEMA.gov. Disaster is a sudden event, such as an accident or a natural catastrophe that causes great damage or a loss of life. The special needs populations are a group of population that requires more attention and medical services than other groups in the populations. The elderly population at risk. The elderly populations that are at risk because they have a decreased sensory awareness, such as a hearing loss or vision loss that causes them not to be able to hear or see evacuation. They also have impaired physical mobility, such as the use of assistive devices, such as canes, walkers, and wheelchairs, that prevent them from being able to evacuate. They have physiological impairments such as chronic diseases and disorders that occur with age. They have financial limitations. For example, most elderly are usually on a fixed income and unable to afford the ability to be able to take public transportation or to find the situation where they could cheaply be able to get out. They also have a lack of transportation because they're unable to drive. Here's some facts. During Hurricane Sandy, about half of the victims included older adults of 60 years old and up. During Hurricane Katrina, about 70% of the victims were older adults. During the Japanese tsunami, about 65% of the victims were older adults. Victims of the Typhoon Haiyan included 1/10 of the older adult population. Most adults do not evacuate due to either lack of transportation or not enough information. Steps to prepare for disasters. FEMA has designed a website called ready.gov where you can create your own disaster plan. The first step to prepare for a disaster is to make a kit. This includes enough non-perishable food items and water for a minimum of 3 days. They usually tell you to use 1 gallon of water per person per day. Make sure you pack a first aid kit in case anything happens. Clothes, and in the clothes you probably need to get a good pair of shoes that you can be able to walk in. Battery-powered radios, flashlights and extra batteries, extra cash, pet supplies, and hygiene products that include toilet paper, moist wipes, possibly toothpaste, and anything else you may think you need. Plan ahead. Communicate with your disaster plan with your family, friends, and neighbors. Ensure that someone knows how to work your medical equipment and medications. Plan an evacuation route and make sure your family and friends know what the plan is. In that plan, you need to make sure that you are practicing your plan every 6 months and that you replace certain items in your kit about every year, including batteries that need to be changed out every year. And checking the expiration dates on the non-perishable food items to ensure that they are still usable. The last step in ensuring that you prepare for disasters is to stay informed. Plan out how you will be notified of up-to-date disaster situations, whether it be via telephone, radio, or television. And make sure you listen for evacuation plans in your community. The majority of the elderly are socially isolated and don't get a lot of the information in a group situation. The elderly are less likely to evacuate their homes. So ensuring that if you have an elderly neighbor, that you make sure that they have a plan and the ability to be able to use that plan. For more information, you can visit the Red Cross website. You can also visit the FEMA website that gives you information about disaster preparedness and whatever assistance on public grants that you may need in order to assist you with or assist your elderly friend with the financial aspects of a grant that could assist them in making sure they stay in their homes. You can visit the ready.gov/make-a-plan in order to create your own disaster plan. You can go to the Elder Affairs website listed below for the state of Florida to ensure that the elders in your area or your family member that is an elder is able to ensure that they have the information that they need in order to get the assistance that they need. For more information on the facts regarding the older adults discussed, you can visit the following Huffington Post website.